Hey, Lot. Real quick here. Let me open up here. We are on our last paper, which I talked about with you guys Tuesday and Thursday last week. Um, I have things here posted for you. Your paper 3 final I've already posted for you previously. Um, that includes a sample paper. Here is the material for this week. Again, I'm not going to, guys, have you submit anything. So just read through this and be ready to discuss. I know you have a lot on your plate, so I'm trying to cut this back as much as we can. The first one is from Everyone's an Author book, and you're reading the section on arguing a position. This one is going to be a little bit hefty. We can actually maybe even split this one if you want to go a little bit into Thursday with this. But start reading into this and kind of getting an idea. I think this will help you immensely on your third paper as you just jot down ideas. We'll go through a few things on that. We will talk a little bit about Jane McGonigal. She's called her piece is called "Be a Gamer, Save the World." She's a really interesting author and has some really interesting arguments about video games. I've read a few of her books. She has one called Super Better and Reality's Broken. Both of those are excellent books and make a really strong argument for the validity and benefit of playing video games. So some of you might actually enjoy that a little bit. Okay. On Thursday, we have again some shorter pieces. Semi-short. What the farmers to table got wrong, and then between the sexes, a great divide. I think all of these are all in your 10 Norton readers, I believe. Okay, so you want to read those. I do have your sample paper here, and then the last thing that I will include is that I forgot to. No, I just think about it just now. Is your procon.org. For paper 3, guys, again, what you want to do is you want to, some of these, I want you to choose a topic again that maybe you don't really have a strong opinion on. You don't maybe have to do something that you have no idea about, but maybe one that you've just not really thought about. So if you're like really on one side of gun control, I think sometimes it's hard to kind of change our mind on that and be open-minded, whether you're for or against. So I would look at some of these and just kind of determine which one maybe is an interest to you. So I talked about DARE for myself. There's things in here that are kind of interesting. You have animal testing, things in politics like the death penalty, sex and gender, okay, world, international. There's just a lot of interesting things in here that you can find. If you look at Israeli-Palestinian conflict, for instance, okay, a lot of these, how they're listed out is they give you some key questions, they give you key issues, okay? And then as you go through, where did they put it? If I go on this one, they give you specific questions. And then somewhere in here, guys, they kind of changed the format on this since I last looked. But they oftentimes will list the pros and cons going down a list with sources along with that. Some of these I don't necessarily want you to get all your sources from here, but this can be a good jump start for you as you start thinking about doing this paper and going through it. So, maybe take some time this week to kind of peruse through this, get some ideas, and then again, maybe by Tuesday or Thursday, we can talk and I'll look through this a little bit and we can kind of figure out some ways that you can approach this paper. I do have that sample paper on there for you. I will post this on the page for you. But it is procon.org if you just even want to remember. I'll just edit this one. I'm going to put it on paper 3 final, okay? Okay, it's saved there for you, all right? Okay, you guys, that's all I have. Thanks for plugging away here, guys. I'm excited to read your paper 2s. I will get you some feedback on that hopefully this week soon. So happy trails, and I will see you on Tuesday.